Hi friends, Crafty here. Just wanted to talk to you briefly about my video before we get started. One of the Facebook groups I'm part of, people made comments about how they don't want to hear about your personal life, your stories, that kind of thing, and how people talk to other people like they're doing it for a friend. Now, if you're looking at a planner video that's over 5 minutes long, chances are there's going to be talking that you're not going to want to see or hear. So you know what? Just pass over that one, okay? This one is going to be a little long. There may be some extra talking involved, so if you don't want to, see it, just go ahead and move on. No worries at all. I talk to people like I'm their friend because, in a way, you kind of are. You're taking the time to look at a video that I took the time to make, show a little bit about myself in here. There's so much negativity in this world that some of us only have this outlet to become friends with other people. And not just friends, down the street or down the block, but, globally. And that's really something amazing that I think is a great aspect about social media, but it can also be a bad thing too. So those are my 5 cents. And welcome to my setup planner video for my work planner. Now I am going to be taking this planner, which is a A5 Finsbury in cherry, and I'm going to be moving it into my Malden A5 in purple for next month because I want to put my personal and my work one in one. This one I use so much. I've been using this since June of last year, and it actually has September 2014 through December 2015 inserts in here. So I'm going to kind of show you a quick walkthrough, and then I'll be doing another video when I get the two combined so you can see how stuffed the other one is. So here we go. As you can see, I have my fantastic notes. My ID I keep in here for work. In the zipper pocket, there's not much space because it is a Finsbury, so I put some of my business cards in there. Any rewards cards that I have for my job, I put there. I was testing out, this is just a couple of sticky notes I have here. I was testing out the ARC paper, junior size, to see if I could use it here in my A5 because I have also quite a bit of ARC products from Staples. It's a disc bound system, and it's fantastic, and I do have a project folder that I use for that. But I did notice that it can work. I just have to trim it a little bit. So yay, extra savings of money for me. So this is just some information here. And this is the first of my dividers. I did this with 2 pieces of cardstock, and then I laminated it. As you can see, it's a little bigger than I wanted it to be. A lot of the dividers that I make, I don't punch into the divider so much if it is something special. Like, for example, in my personal one, I used a Bella Pilar card, and then I just, this is actually, I think this is the back of the card, so it was perfect. I can write like little notes to myself and stuff like that on it. But as you can see, I laminated it so it's not really floating, but I didn't want to ruin the picture. So I do that for quite a few of my folders, or dividers. I use dividers and dashboards. I interchange it all. And I have all different kinds of things. So sometimes I make them with craft paper. Sometimes I add them to, in this case, the folder here. I'll put something on there. So I use all kinds of things. And I haven't quite found something that I really am happy with yet. And I don't mind just futzing around with it. So I use a few different things too as far as inserts go. I use the DIY Fish yearly, so that's actually 2014, and all those little tick marks, those are hours that I track for my boss. And as you can see, the part of the year wasn't, I don't know whose dog that is. Part of the year wasn't tracked because they said, oh, started in June, that's when they wanted me to start tracking. So any projects that I do, I have the sheets like this, and then I just tick off depending on the color, what the project is. Now that particular project's been going on since 2013, and I'm going to be doing more with it this year, so that's got its permanent color and it's never going to go away. This is DIY Fish. This is, I'm just using her monthly charts and her weekly charts. She's got one that's just that. There's no day on a page, there's no week that way. So I really like this setup. And so what this lets me do is I write the different tasks I need to keep track of for work. And then I can just go ahead and, let me show you February because I haven't filled that one really out yet. All I have to do, is fill it out with the information that I do. So if it has to be due on a certain day, I'll have that highlighted. If once I do it, I check it off, and then I can have my own things here, and then I can do maybe some personal things, that kind of thing. When you fold it over, then you've got the month. Now this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as you can see. And then I have reminder section, objectives, notes. So this is stuff that I want to take out for the month. Now the way the DIY Fish monthly inserts goes is you actually fold it out and you've got your weekly charts. You get 2 weekly charts with this. I will try to note the links in the down below. And as you can see, when I first tried it, I kind of screwed up the printing. So, yep, upside down. That's typical me. So then what I ended up doing was just the rest of the weeks, I just printed out the weeks here, and then I, on a separate page, just finished out the weeks here. Now this is what I'm going to use for my personal stuff, like so dinner menus. If there's certain days that somebody needs to pick up somebody, then that can be here. I didn't fill this out yet, and I will be for February, and I'll backdate this too. But for this, I use it for the days that I take off of work, and I also handle the schedules. So when people need days off, I can put them here too, or if they're sick, I can just kind of note it all so I can keep track of that. So I have that. Now I just did the, oops, oh, look at that. I made my own slot folder. Awesome sauce. So I can just always take some washi tape, add it, and then I'll reinforce it too. So I have everything in here. I just did the weeklies for January. So I did print out February through June, I think, of the weekly charts. I just have to put them in here, but since it's so fat and sassy, I didn't want to press my luck. So this is all of the year right here for DIY Fish. And then here's another one of my dividers. Again, I just did front and back, and then I can also just flip it around if I want to have this be on my main page. Pembroke Papers, she's fantastic. Real fast turnaround, great pricing, fantastic feel of the paper. And what I did was, I did a week on 2 pages for the month. And as you can see, the next month is right there, right on the other side. So for 2015, I said, you know what, I would rather just have it separate. And this is why. First of all, if I want to put any notes for the upcoming month, I can put them here. Either I can write them, or I can use sticky notes and put them there. And my personal one, I ended up doing this, where I stamped capture every moment, threw a pair of glasses on there, and it doesn't bleed through, so it's fantastic. So as you can see, here's July. See? And it comes with the notes on the side. So then what I do is I put the birthdays there. So this is all of September 2014 through January of 2015. I mean, excuse me, December of 2015. So as you can see, there's quite a bit there too. Then I've got another divider. It's the winter time. It's kind of Christmassy, so I have to, you know, change my folders around a little bit. This is a little bit different. I started with Pembroke Papers, week on 2 pages, and then, and it kind of looks something like this. As you can see there, this is just for later this year. But then I got the Malden, I think it was, and I changed it to notes like the The original ones that I had for September through December were the multi-language, not on the newer one. This is the newer printout English. It's kind of got a purple, I don't know if you can notice it on here with all the distraction in the background going on, but it is purple in color. The reason why I like this is because I do a lot of meetings with customers and my coworkers, and I also have block time so that I can support my job. So this is great because it lets me do 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. Of course, I'm not going to be doing meetings and calls and all that during that time, but it really helps me a lot. So if I'm, depending on what shift I'm doing that day, I just note that up here, and I just fill it out, and then I have it to go back to. Something I wanted to point out too, if you recall with DIY Fish, the month goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all in a row. And now Filofax has done the same thing. So they got the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. They're all lined up like that. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. Now, as I mentioned, this is my work planner. So I try to keep the personal stuff to a minimum. Again, just to kind of give you an idea, this is September through September 2014 through December of 2015 with a mixture of Pembroke papers, week on 2 pages, and then the Filofax week on 2 pages. Because there's 3 places where I could be on a given day for work, I want to make sure that my son's information's there. So, and other information I might need. So behind this folder, which I haven't updated yet, is phone numbers for the people that I work with. These are the closest ones that I work with in case I need to get hold of somebody as I'm sick, that kind of thing. So that's there. I had, I just use the contact pages from the Filofax. I also use sticky notes too and just throw it on there. There's some quotes I had from a meeting that I was part of, and some religious holidays for the year. And then I have this one. Now this planner starts my quasi-personal stuff. Because it's for my son's information, that's why you've got the apples and the school buses. And then I've got the 2015 calendar. So with this, I put little dots, depending on the color, I know who that person's for. So that way I know, hey, I have to look at the actual day to see what's going on. Because somebody has a standing thing every Wednesdays, I have to make sure that there's, people are able to pick up. In here I'll have doctors' phone numbers for friends, that kind of thing. And then this is, I got this off of Filofax's website, and I printed 2014 and 2015. So that way I can keep track of all the days that my son has off for the school year. And I'm thinking about putting this also when he's sick or if we have a snow day. He doesn't get sick very often, at least during school, so yay. but it's nice to be able to keep track of that. And then I have the next folder I have. Here again is another folder I created. This is just one piece of paper, white on the other side. And again, I didn't punch through the paper, I punched through the plastic. And then I just have some notes in here. I was trying out different things with the DIY Fish inserts before she created just the chart ones. So I just added some washi tape up here so I can just kind of see how I could utilize it better. And I see I have a couple of these here. And then I just tried it out with the craft paper and a little washi tape. And then I just got some extra folders here. I have my goal section for work and just some more note paper. And then I was also trying out this. Now this is the DIY Fish Dana page. I think it's called Amazing Life. This is an undated diary page. As you can see, it gives you the times from 1 o'clock to 24 hours. So you've got definitely about information there. She even has little things here for that you can count off how many pages you're doing. I mean, how many waters you're doing or drinks. I like this. I don't know if I'm going to use it all the time. The graph is the hours are a little, again. The hours are a little small. I've got big hands, big handwriting, so that's why it's hard for me to write the times and different things that I use instead of like with the Filofax. And then I got some more paper here, and then I just have doctor's note, and then I use, this is Anna Brimble, or Brandon Brim, she's known as Mrs. Brimbles on Etsy and YouTube. and I got her little hedgehog section here. I did personal size because I had it in a different one, but this just kind of gives you an idea. I have passwords, and I also have an expense chart too. So anything that I have for work-wise, I can keep track of it that way. And then I've got a top-loading plastic envelope in the back. And then I just got a parking sticker for when I park in the lot for work, and just a couple of little bookmarks. So as you can see, that is a lot of stuff. So basically the setup is very similar with my Malden. I have little flag notes and sticky notes in here, some Project Life cards. I don't do Project Life, but I really like the little cards. And so I will take a card like this, and I put some sticky tape at the top, so I've got a little note I can write. So if I have to write a note to my son's teacher or something like that, I can just do it. And I only get these when they're on sale, and they usually sell them at Myers and Target. Sometimes I can get a really good deal, so that's why I do that. This is just the color code system that I'm working on. I made little washi cards when I did some of my dividers, so I just have that in there. Plus it's just kind of little extra pretties to look at. My dashboard, again, I use dashboards like I'd use the dividers, so I was just kind of playing around with a Project Life card and some funny tape or scissors, and then punching holes. Again, this is also this cute little reindeers from Anna's shop, Mrs. Brimble's on Etsy. Super fast, super cheap as far as shipping goes when it's coming from across the pond, and I really enjoy her stuff. And then I just have some sticky notes on the back. Again, I got one of my Filofax here, different, information here. And I just added this. This is again, the DIY Fish 2015 monthly charge. This is for the whole year. So I'm going to be adding to that. Again, I'm going to be combining this one and this one together, and I'll do that in a separate video. These cards are from Bella Pilar, which is from Pet Press, I think it's called. You can actually get them at Target now. And again, I don't like to punch them through the card. So I just give myself a little extra space here to punch it. And then on the back, I used the inside lining of the envelope to make a nice back to it. And as you can see, there's little rhinestones here. It puckered a little bit when I was a little worried about laminating it, but I knew I could always buy another card if I had to. But it's working out okay. I mean, there's like a little space in between, but unless you're like super looking at it, you really can't tell. And it doesn't bother me. Well, this one you can tell a little bit, but on the white you can't, and that one has a more of a larger cluster. So it works out okay. Again, I've got just a little marker I made for myself. And then I've got the Pembroke Papers month. As you can see, I don't do much decorating yet. Again, that's one of the things about being so into my work planner. I don't get to decorate that one. And my personal one, I'm so tired by the end of the day that I'm just not utilizing it like I need to. And if I want to keep, everything on track and the bills and all that paid on time, I really got to hunker down and do that. So here's another Bella Pilar. So you can see there's a little bit of fancy there, and it just works out great. The back of it here, I can write notes. I did a little bit for February. I don't like to do things in advance too much, because if I decorate for a month ahead of time, what if I'm not feeling that when I'm at that month? So I try to decorate, the month as I'm going. And I just have that for the rest of the year. Again, this is my personal one, so I do have my son's schedule here. So this one I made I Love School, and then it's got a little alphabet on the back of it. This is one of the few ones I do that have a tab. I don't know why I don't like a tab. I don't know. Again, Filofaxy, just printed up. This one's just 2014. So I did that one. And then little divider. I bought this one when I bought a Penny Bridge Filofax at the end of 2014. I thought, oh, I'll buy the 2015. No, it's the end of 2013. Ooh, sorry. So I got this. So I have different dates highlighted. And if it's a half a day for him for school, then I'll have that highlighted. And then I just have some notes on what I you know, different things about YouTube I like to do, different favorite sites, that kind of thing. Then this page is things I want for the house or things I want for my planner. Then I just kind of played with this little envelope here. It's a little bit, it's not a business envelope, it's a little bit thicker than that, but I just opened it up, cut it up with some fancy scissors, and opened it up so I can put receipts in here or cash. And then I have a top-loading envelope. When I restarted into the planning process back in 2013, I was using the ARC system from Staples. Levenger also has the same system, and Rollabind, and it's great, but for me, it's not that easy to carry, especially when you have the junior size and it's real thick and stuff, especially when those discs get super big. So I use it for some things, just not for everything. When I was using it, I had this is a Post-it note pocket that you can stick on something. So in this case, I just put it on the back of this envelope. So I have a little bit of extra things. My son wrote this for me. So I thought, well, I'm gonna better keep it because I don't know the next time he's gonna do that. I know he's a teenager. So I just have some little cards, little envelopes, and some stickers in there. And it's great because I can just leave it in here. It doesn't screw up my binder at all. And then I've got the school's calendar for the year, because we switched schools this year and I don't have their normal schedule in my head yet. And then I've got a pen loop, which I do use, and I've been working on stretching it out. So that is it. I've got a couple of charms here. I don't know if I'm going to keep the charms when I move to the work one, because I don't have charms on my work one. But I got these charms from an Etsy store, which I don't think is in business anymore, which is a shame because it was really lovely. It was a flamingo and a little teapot. But there are so many different charm companies out there on Etsy. It's really easy to find. And then I have this one up here, which I never thought about putting on the top. I always was putting them at the bottom. And then I saw somebody on YouTube have one at the top. I'm like, well, that's brilliant. So this one just says believe. So, and it's just a little pretty little thing with a book. So that is it. Hopefully I will be able to get these two combined, and then I will show you guys the end results, and fingers crossed it works, because, you know, even with the best intentions, if you can't follow through on it, it's not going to help you. And I really need the help. So thanks everybody for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. If you're in a cold area, stay warm. Don't hurt yourself when you're shoveling the snow, and make it a great day. Keep on planning. Bye-bye.